If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and make sure you click that bell so you'll be the first to know about any new Dragon Ball Z discussion what if I make. So inside this what if, we have discussed that instead of Vegeta and his family being the royalty, that royalty went towards Goku's bloodline, and therefore the current king of the planet, Vegeta, is no one other than Bardock. And the name of the planet is no longer called Planet Vegeta, it is called Planet Bardock. On Planet Bardock, Bardock, the king of all Saiyans, was forced to work under a very evil tyrant named King Cold, as he had to take Cold's order if he wanted to live in peace. The Saiyans didn't have much choice but to obey his order, since they were living in his command. One day, Beerus the Destroyer has come to visit Planet Bardock, and with his present, Bardock has showed him the utmost respect and even gave him the most comfortable pillow, making Beerus liking Bardock, and therefore he did an order for the planet destruction. Matter of fact, Bardock then looked towards Beerus and said, "Lord Beerus, my son, he will be born very soon. His name is Kakarot. I'm gonna make sure he becomes a very loyal servant of yours." Kakarot, huh? Okay then, when the time comes, I'll take him and make him my, you could say, loyal pet. Let's see how you feel about that, Bardock. I will be honored. Having a destroyer raise my child, you could definitely take my son. Hearing that made Beerus a little shocked to see Bardock's behavior as he left the planet, but Bardock and the rest of the Saiyans still had to go and answer to King Cold, since he was his responsibility to take care of. Beerus told him that he wouldn't help him in this matter. Bardock didn't want the Saiyans to keep working for Cold and his family, so he came up with the idea to go against King Cold. Since he was the king of the planet, he did have a lot of resources, and therefore they came up with a plan of how to get a power where they can use against King Cold and save their people from that tyrant. With that, Bardock and his man did hear about a legend, which not many Saiyans know about it, and that is the myth of the power, which a Saiyan named Yamoshi has used before to get a power to beat a tyrant. And to do that, you need 5 pure-hearted Saiyans powering up one Saiyan, and doing so will give you utmost amazing power, so much power that you couldn't even comprehend it. A lot of Saiyans thought that this was just BS and they didn't want to follow this tradition, but Bardock actually believed in it, and therefore he had a plan to try this for himself. One day, Bardock called King Cold over to have a meeting, and therefore he began to go with his plan. Since Bardock was the king of all Saiyans, he did rule them to be completely different compared to King Vegeta, and therefore most of the Saiyans were already pure-hearted Saiyans. Bardock's goal with the Saiyans was to get them to help the other universe from any trouble and to be a savior of this universe. You can say more of freedom fighters. The day has come for King Cold to arrive to Planet Bardock, as he has introduced the Saiyans to his son Frieza, and therefore he told him that Frieza will be ruling them very soon. He then told Frieza to go and wait inside the spaceship while he deals with Bardock, and from there Bardock has arrived as he saw King Cold and said, "Hey Cold, starting from today we won't be taking any orders from you." "Is that so? I believe it is time I punished you in this planet, Bardock. What do you say about that?" "Well then, let's see you try to destroy my planet when I use this! Now guys!" Bardock brought forward 5 pure-hearted Saiyan as they all went and they began pouring their energy towards him, allowing him to now tap into a power of the myth which was known as Super Saiyan God. What? Whis, do you sense this? Yes, my lord. It would appear as coming from Planet Bardock. A Saiyan with divine energy? Okay, Whis, take me to that planet now. Cold! Your time has come! It is time I put an end towards you once and for all. What is this? Before Cold can react, Bardock went and he rushed right towards Cold as he decked him right in his face. Cold got sent flying meters away, and when he got up, he saw that Bardock went and charged right towards him, and he started to beat the shit out of him. Everyone couldn't believe what they were seeing. While Bardock was beating the shit out of King Cold, Frieza saw from his spaceship that his father was losing to a fighter with red hair. Once when he saw that, Cold's man did went and used a dirty move towards Bardock, as they aimed a ray gun right towards his vital organs. With that, Bardock fell to the ground, as he was breathing very heavily, but he still had enough power to end King Cold once and for all. as he went and powered up an attack and he killed King Cold with that blast. Although Bardock managed to use a divine power to take down King Cold, at a cost, it cost him to die. As he had very little time before he would die, he then made his way towards Guinea and Kakarot. Kakarot was already born with a high power level due to the fact that he did have royalty in his blood. Once when Bardock came, he then saw Kakarot as he shined whatever power he had within him, and he appointed Kakarot to be the king of all Saiyans once when he's at the age of understanding. And from there, Bardock has now died. Upon seeing their king die, got all the Saiyans to grief, but from there they needed a new king, so they decided to go and promote Raditz to be the next, since he is next in line and the oldest son. Once when that happened, Beerus has arrived as he looked around and said, "How odd, I don't sense that energy anymore, Whis." That's because the one that uses energy has died, after he has transferred whatever divine key he had within his son Kakarot. Oh, him. So it's Bardock who died. I remember he told me about his son. Alright, Whis, take me to him. Once when Beerus saw Kakarot, he noticed that Kakarot had some of Bardock's remaining god key within him, as he can felt that Kakarot will be a very strong fighter, and that he might be the fighter that he has prophesied about. With that, he has heard that all the Saiyans were beginning to celebrate for their new king, since Raditz was appointed to be the next in line. Beerus then told Raditz that he will not be the king of this planet, but instead, he is going to make Kakarot be the king once when he's ready, as he decided to go and take Kakarot with him and told Whis to take him right back to his world, since Beerus did have something in mind for Kakarot. With that, they have now left the planet, as they have now arrived to Beerus' world. Beerus then looked towards Kakarot and said, "So this little punk will be the one who has God key, huh?" "Well, not really, my lord. He doesn't possess that key to become one, but if he does master it, he will be able to attain it anytime he likes. After all, according to the Oracle Fish, it appears that he will be the one to fight you, once when he's old enough." "Well then, Whis, I want you to train him. Get him to become the worthy adversary. That way I can have my fun. After all, he is mine. Bardock did say Kakarot is born to be loyal towards me, so make sure that happens, Whis." "As you wish, my lord. I'll see what I can do." Beerus decided to go to sleep for a couple more years, while Whis decided to go and begin his training with Kakarot. They then started their sparring match every day. While that was happening, Frieza on the other hand got scared and didn't know what to do, since his father was very strong, but he died by the hands of a Saiyan, and he had no idea what kind of Saiyan that was and what kind of power Bardock used to kill him. Frieza then had an idea of how to destroy all the Saiyans, and that is by blowing up their planet, but before he can do that, he then remembered that Beerus came towards him as he paid a visit to Frieza, and during their altercation, Beerus then looked towards him and said, "Listen here, Frieza, I don't want you to go anywhere near the Saiyans. Leave that planet alone. I need him to be alive for my own personal reasons. If I found out you did anything to cause their destruction, I will erase you." With Beerus threatening me to do that, I got no choice but to train and get stronger. That way I can be the one to rule the Saiyans and destroy them once and for all. And if Beerus tries to kill me, I'll be strong enough to kill him. Frieza knew that the only way to get stronger is by training, and therefore if he does training for some time, he can possess the power to end any Saiyan. With that, Frieza decided to go and spend 7 months training, as he's had a goal to destroy all the Saiyans once and for all. 7 months has passed, as Whis and Kakarot continued to get stronger and train with one another, and therefore Whis was teaching him the ways of a divine energy user. During their training, Whis then saw that Kakarot can be a very promising person, and even become a destroyer one day if that ever happens. He then saw that his staff began to glow, as he looked towards it and he saw that Frieza is training, and that he'll be coming to planet Bardock very soon to destroy it once and for all. With that, he noticed that Kakarot wasn't ready to face him since he was only 1 year old. And due to the angel law, he has no right to interfere with earthling matters. Whis then decided to go and take Kakarot into a training chamber. This chamber is something where you train like the hyperbolic time chamber. 1 day would equal over 1 year. And therefore, he decided to go and train Kakarot for over 20 days, which will equal 20 years. They then went inside that chamber, and now 20 days has passed since they last went inside the chamber and they begun training, as a day has come for Frieza to go to planet Bardock and get rid of all the Saiyans once and for all. Frieza also felt that he had enough power to overthrow Beerus, so he decided to go and destroy planet Bardock and then fight Beerus if he ever comes towards him. Kakarot, on the other hand, has now come out of the training room with Whis and said, "Thank you so much for training me, Whis." "It was my pleasure, Kakarot. But you remember what we talked about, right?" "Of course. I'm Kakarot, the king of all Saiyans, and I need to get back as soon as possible before Frieza destroys my home. Also, Lord Beerus is my master." "Very good, Kakarot. Just remember your training with me, and now it's time for you to go back to your home and save your planet." With that, Whis then went and took Kakarot right back to his planet, as he was rushing to get there as soon as possible, while a fully trained Frieza was making his way to planet Bardock. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button now so you can join the Z fans, and anytime later on you feel like this isn't your channel, you could always unsubscribe. On planet Bardock, Raditz was doing everything he can to rule as a king, and his right-hand man was Nappa, and his left-hand man was no one other than Vegeta, as they all ordered the rest of the Saiyans to do their work and told them to kill other races and steal everything they got. He was then guiding him to the wrong path, which his father didn't want to follow, but he did. With that, they saw that Frieza's spaceship has now arrived, as he was hovering over the planet. Frieza then came out of the spaceship, as he decided to come right towards planet Bardock, and he looked around and said, "Tell me, monkey, where can I find the strongest Saiyan here?"
"Hey, you're looking at it right here! He's the strongest Saiyan!"
as he pointed towards Vegeta. "If it isn't Frieza, what do you want?"
"Son, I'll handle this. What do you want, Frieza?"
"Hey, I'm the king of all Saiyans. This is my planet. I should do all the talking." "Well, monkey, are you able to use that red hair form like the other one who killed my father?" They didn't know what Frieza was talking about or asking, as they refused, and from there Frieza saw that this was his cue, as he left the planet, and from there Frieza was hovering over the planet, looking at it as he went and powered up a small blast, but that blast was strong enough to destroy the entire planet, along with the race of the Saiyans. He then went and aimed it towards the planet. Before the blast can hit him, it got dispersed in thin air, as all the Saiyans saw that Frieza tried to destroy them, but they had no idea who or what caused the blast to be destroyed. Frieza saw that it was Kakarot who was standing right before him, as he stared towards Frieza. Frieza was confused and said, "What? How did this monkey was able to dodge my blast like it was nothing?" "Frieza, you're breaking the agreement that you made with Lord Beerus. He didn't allow you to destroy the Saiyans." "Is that so? And who do you think you are, monkey, telling me this?" "My name is Kakarot. I'm the king of all Saiyans, and now it's my duty to protect my people and my planet at any cost, and continue to live my father's legacy that he left behind." "Is that so? Well then, monkey, how about you come and fight me? Let's see what the king can do." Frieza went and used his final form. This'll be an overkill, but I want all the monkeys to see who they're dealing with. As Frieza came right next to Kakarot, and from there he went and tried to strike him, but Kakarot went and dodged his attack, and from there he decked Frieza right in his face, getting him to fly right towards the planet. Everyone saw that Frieza has fallen right towards the ground face for it. As he got up, but with that, he saw that Kakarot has already arrived right next to him, as he looked right down towards Frieza and said, "Get up, Frieza, your time here is done." Frieza then got angry as he went and rushed right towards Kakarot and tried to attack him, but Kakarot dodged all of his attack like if they were nothing. "I would admit, monkey, you're the fighter I was looking for, since I knew from the start that a monkey that killed my father is still here. I'm guessing that is you." Everyone was shocked to see that Kakarot was standing right before them, but due to the fact that Kakarot did look completely like Bardock, they all assumed that it was no one other than their king Bardock, who was alive. Guinea got very emotional seeing that, while Frieza began to laugh and said, "It is time I use my full power." Frieza has now gone and transformed into his golden form. What do you think, monkey? Now it's time I kill you. Frieza went and charged right towards Kakarot and struck him, but Kakarot went and dodged his attack and said, "It is time I show you my power, Frieza." Goku has now transformed into a Super Saiyan God, as his power level has skyrocketed. This is the power I got from training with my master Whis. What? That's the one! The red hair! The one that killed my father! Okay, monkey, now I'm gonna destroy you once and for all. Everyone was completely shocked on seeing Kakarot's power, as they used their scouter and they sensed that they couldn't pick up any power level coming from Kakarot, while Frieza's power level was too much to calculate. With that, Frieza went and he charged right towards Kakarot and he began attacking him. Kakarot stood still, as he took all of Frieza's head, and from there he looked at him and said, "Is that all you got?" "You have no idea." As he was about to go and rush right towards Kakarot, but again, Kakarot came right next to him and punched him in his face, as he got sent flying towards the rock. Kakarot then went and followed, as he went and started to beat the shit out of Frieza. Frieza in his golden form didn't stand a chance against Kakarot, as he was surprised to see that he spent 7 months training just to get this power, but Kakarot's red hair form, aka the Super Saiyan God form, was too much for him to handle. With that, Kakarot went and he powered up, as he started to beat the crap out of Frieza. Frieza got very desperate, as he didn't want to lose the battle, so he decided to go and destroy the planet. Before he can do that, he saw that Kakarot came right behind him, as he punched him hard right in his neck, getting Frieza to fall towards the ground, and from there, Kakarot went and he powered up a blast and aimed it right towards Frieza, as his entire body has exploded right there and he died. Everyone was completely speechless, as they had no idea what Kakarot is or what he has used to defeat Frieza. They were all still confused on if he was Bardock or not. Gine ran towards him and hugged him, and from there, she began crying and called him Bardock. Kakarot looked towards her and said, "I'm not father, mother. It's me, Kakarot." "But how?" "Let's just say I was training in a room where you spend 1 day, it would equal over 1 year. I spent about 20 years inside that room." After hearing that, got everyone completely shocked to see that Kakarot has already grown into his adult, as he came towards Raditz and said, "You did a bad job leading these Saiyans. As a king, it's time I take my rightful place and be the king of this planet." Raditz didn't like the fact that Kakarot came and took his kingship away from him, while Vegeta and Nappa, along with Vegeta's father, were all against him, and from there they decided to have a plan to throw Kakarot out of the planet, while Kakarot began doing what he was rightfully told to do, and that is rule the planet the way his father wanted him to rule it. He then looked towards all the Saiyans and said, "Okay guys, listen up. As of today, I want all the Saiyans to be living the same way how my father wanted us to live, and that is to save life of others. We will go around other universes and save any life that needs saving. We won't be ruling or taking over any planet." Kakarot ruling as a king has now begun, as everyone started to live their life with Kakarot, and he wanted to save more life. You can say Universe 7 Saiyans has now become like Universe 6's Saiyan, where they're pure-hearted Saiyans and they want to continue to do whatever they can to help and save other lives. Vegeta and the other rebels felt that Kakarot was leading them to the wrong way, and that he's too soft to lead these Saiyans to the right path, and therefore they decide to go and do whatever they can to overthrow Kakarot one day. But to do so, they'll need a lot of reinforcements, and they'll need to do a lot of research on how they can take down Kakarot, since he does have the power of a Super Saiyan God. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button now so you can join the Z fans, and anytime later on you feel like this isn't your channel, you could always unsubscribe. 15 years has passed since Kakarot returned, and he defeated Frieza and took his rightful part of being the king of planet Bardock. Everything was going very smooth for Kakarot and the Saiyans, as he helped them a lot on getting stronger, and you can say almost the entire planet knows how to transform into a Super Saiyan. During these 15 years, Kakarot has met with one of the strongest Saiyan on the planet, and his name was Broly. Upon seeing Broly, Kakarot could already see his potential, as he knew that Broly was a complete different Saiyan and that he was a legendary Super Saiyan, and therefore, he has offered Broly to be part of his right-hand man. Broly has accepted Kakarot's offer, and now he'll always be around Kakarot no matter what. He will never leave his sight. You can say he is now Kakarot's bodyguard. Over the years, the Saiyan has been known throughout the entire universe that they're the race who protects and helps everyone from any danger. Another awesome thing that happened during the years was that Kakarot and the Saiyans has managed to go and infiltrate Frieza's home base, where all of his men were, and from there they made sure that Frieza's force was gone once and for all from the face of this universe, as they all went and defeated the Frieza force, and now everything was back to peace. On the other hand, Whis would come and visit planet Bardock here and there to see his student Kakarot, and to even have a feast. No one knew who Whis was except for Kakarot and Broly. Kakarot and Broly would go and spar with each other, while Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta's father all were gone from the planet, and has been over 5 years since they left the planet, since they were doing a lot of research about how they can get stronger, and with their luck, they have come stumbling across a planet who had knowledge about the Dragon Balls and told them to go to a planet called Planet Namek, since that is the home base of the Dragon Ball. Upon hearing that, got Vegeta very excited, and from there he went and blew the planet up, as the rest of the Saiyans decide to go and make their way towards Planet Namek. But during this 5 years, Vegeta and the rest of his Saiyans would go around and destroy planet, making a bad name for the Saiyans and making sure that all the people knew that the Saiyans were evil and their job is to conquer and steal people's planet.
Well guys, you heard him. After 5 years, we finally found a way how we can be stronger. And with that, we're gonna go get the Dragon Balls and wish for ourselves to be the strongest. Do you think that'll work, Vegeta? Hey, there's no telling till we try.
As they all went and set a course towards Planet Namek, and their mission was to go and use a Dragon Ball so they can wish to be the strongest in the universe. While that was happening, back on planet Bardock, Guinea was wondering on where her son Raditz has been, as they noticed that Raditz and the rest were actually gone for the past 5 years and they had no idea where they went. While Kakarot was in a meeting with the Tuffles, since Bardock was the king of planet Bardock, he made sure that the Saiyans in the Tuffle didn't get caught into any war and that he wanted to keep peace between the two. And now Kakarot was doing the same thing as he continued the peace between the Tuffles and the Saiyans. After their meeting, the Tuffle King then informed Kakarot about a rogue Saiyans going around killing the innocent lives. Kakarot then reassured him that he had no idea about this and that he'll take care of the matter as soon as possible. With that, Kakarot then went and informed the rest of the Saiyans about these rogue Saiyans, and that Kakarot also used his research, who is aka Whis, as he used his staff to tell Kakarot exactly on who are the rogue Saiyans, as it was no one other than Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta's father. After hearing this, got Kakarot upset that Raditz and everyone decided to become rogue and do what he told them not to do. But with that, someone has paid a visit to Kakarot, as it was no one other than the Supreme Kai. Hey Kakarot, Whis has sent me here to help you to find these rogue Saiyans. Oh, that's great! But who are you? I'm the Supreme Kai. I watch over this universe, and I must say, you did an amazing job making sure that this universe is in peaceful place. Thanks, Supreme Kai. And I was just doing my job. You know about these Saiyans now, where their location. Yes, I do know where they're headed. They're headed towards a planet called Planet Namek, but as we speak they have already managed to get to that planet and they managed to kill most of the Namekian. What? Okay then, let's get going. After learning about that, Kakarot decided to go and pay a visit to Planet Namek with Broly, so they could put an end towards Vegeta and the rest of the Saiyans, since they did break the agreement. While that was happening, Vegeta has now arrived on Planet Namek along with the rest of the Saiyans, and they begun asking and searching around for the Dragon Balls. In doing so, they managed to go and kill most of the Namekian while trying to get all the Dragon Balls. Once when they found all the Dragon Balls, they then used one Namekian as a blackmail to tell them to open and summon the dragon, or else they would go and kill their beloved guru. And from there, they decided to go and summon the dragon, as Porunga has now arrived. With that, they only had 3 wishes. Vegeta went and he wished to make himself the strongest Saiyan in the universe.
I cannot do that, but what I can do is increase your power a lot and make you become like the strongest Saiyan, but I cannot make you the strongest in this universe.
Yes, sure, do that then. Make my powers so strong that I could overtake Kakarot.
With that, Porunga has made the wish, as they decide to use the next wish to make Raditz the strongest. And after making Raditz the strongest, from there they had one last wish, and Vegeta was deciding on who to use it on, whether it was his father or Nappa. But before they can make a decision, Kakarot has now arrived to the planet with Broly, along with Supreme Kai, since he has Kai Kakarot to planet Namek. Kakarot then asks the Supreme Kai to wait while he goes and deals with them.
Oh, if it isn't our beloved king! And what pleasure do we have having you coming to see us?
It is time I put an end to all you guys. You have all been going behind my back and killing the innocent life.
Oh, shut up, you clown! What we've been doing is making the universe realize the true power of the Saiyans, while you made us look weak and soft. And for that, I shall kill you now and put an end towards this once and for all, making me the king of all Saiyans!
You wish, Bruddy. Don't get over yourself. Kakarot, you're a disgrace! Father should have made me the king, not you! You guys are beyond what I thought. It looks like I had to put an end towards you guys myself. Your punishment as a king of all Saiyans, I commend your guys' death by my hands. Vegeta's father didn't like Kakarot, as he went and powered up a blast and aimed it right towards him, but Kakarot saw the blast come right towards him, as he went and easily dispersed the attack, and from there he came right next to him and decked him right in his face, getting to be sent flying away. And before he can land, Kakarot has aimed a small blast right towards him, as it hit him head on and he died right there. Vegeta saw his father die while Nappa went and he rushed towards Kakarot, but Broly came right in front of him as he one-shot him towards the ground and he threw a blast towards Nappa, killing him right there too.
It doesn't matter, Raditz and me are still far stronger than them. After all, we have now wished for ourselves to be the strongest in the universe, thanks to the dragon.
The dragon? So that dragon can grant any wish, huh? Looks like I'll need to make one before I'm done here.
You wish, clown! I'll kill you before all that happens!
Vegeta went and he began powering up to his full power, as he went into his ready position, and from there, Kakarot stared right towards him, while Raditz did the same and he was ready to take down Broly, the right-hand man of the king. Vegeta has now powered up his ki and he rushed right towards Kakarot, as Kakarot did the same and both of their power clashed with one another. With that, he went and struck Kakarot right in the face, getting Kakarot to fly, while Broly went and he rushed towards Raditz and he began attacking him. Raditz used the Dragon Balls to make him the strongest, and because of that, he was able to hold his own against Broly, as their power clashed with each other. Vegeta, on the other hand, was attacking Kakarot non-stop, as he was trying to go for the kill. Kakarot was impressed with his power and said, "I never thought that he would be this strong, Vegeta. You got me all pumped up for this fight."
"What does it matter, clown? You're gonna die here once and for all."
With that, Vegeta went and he tried to punch Kakarot right in the face, but Kakarot went and caught his fist as he twisted it, and from there he said, "Let me put an end towards this." Kakarot has now transformed to his Super Saiyan God, as Vegeta went and he tried to attack him, but Kakarot uppercut him, getting him to send fly high in the air. With that, he followed Vegeta, as Vegeta managed to go and try to attack Kakarot non-stop, but he saw that it didn't phase Kakarot, as he looked right towards Vegeta and said, "Is that all you got? You know I have way more power. It's time to show you who you were fighting with." Kakarot has now transformed into a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, known as Super Saiyan Blue. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button now so you can join the Z fans, and anytime later on you feel like this isn't your channel, you could always unsubscribe. Kakarot has now used his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, known as Super Saiyan Blue, as Vegeta was completely shocked to see Kakarot's new power, and at the same time he was confused since he had no idea how Kakarot went from red to blue hair. "What's the matter? It looks like you have seen a ghost or something, Vegeta."
Kakarot! What in the world? What is this power?
Are you afraid? If so, your so-called wish from the Dragon Balls are not strong enough to beat me.
Well, I guess I'll have to go all out then.
Vegeta has now transformed into a Super Saiyan, but with that power that the dragon has granted him, it gave him a huge boost to his power level since his base power was very strong. But Kakarot wasn't even fazed by it, as he looked towards him and said, "It's time I put an end towards you, Vegeta." Before Vegeta knows it, Kakarot came right next to him and kicked him right in the back, getting to be sent flying meters away. With that, Kakarot has followed him, as he went and punched right through Vegeta's stomach. And with that punch, it was strong enough to pierce right through him, as he fell right towards the ground, and from there Kakarot aimed a blast and said, "May you rot the rest of your life in hell," as he aimed a blast right towards Vegeta, and he died right there. While that was happening, Broly and Raditz match has begun, as Raditz was doing everything he can to overpower Broly, but from there Broly went and he screamed. Broly has transformed into his Super Saiyan, as he went and decked Raditz right in his face, and it got him to be sent flying towards the ground. With that, he followed as he went and started to punch him non-stop, and he went and powered up a blast from his mouth and aimed it right towards Raditz, and it killed him. Both Kakarot and Broly managed to go and take down the so-called strongest Saiyan, as Kakarot saw that the dragon was still there, and therefore he decided to go and make a wish for himself, and he asked the dragon to bring back his father Bardock from the dead. Porunga has made the wish, as he has now left, and while Kakarot was very happy to hear that his father is alive again. Supreme Kai was amazed with Kakarot's power, as he went and he Kai-Kai'd him right back to planet Bardock, where Kakarot saw that Bardock was shocked to see what was going on since he was back alive, and Guinea couldn't control herself. She was very emotional and happy. Bardock then saw Kakarot, as he couldn't believe that Kakarot has grown this much, and said, "What? Kakarot? Is that you?" "Hi, father. It's good to see you're alive again." And from there, Bardock went right towards Kakarot and he hugged him, as Kakarot told him everything that happened and how Whis trained him in a room for over 20 days, but it equaled over 20 years, making him an adult very early, and therefore he managed to go and put an end towards Frieza and his entire army. And now Kakarot did everything he can to make a peace between the Saiyans and the universe, making him go and fight for justice. Kakarot then told the bad news about the traitors, as him and Broly went and finished off Raditz and Vegeta. Upon hearing that, got Guinea and Bardock very upset on Raditz's behavior, and they stood by their king, because at the end of the day they still are the Saiyans and they follow their king, and they knew that the decision that the king made was the right one. Kakarot was ready to give back the kingship to Bardock, but he didn't want to be the king, as he told Kakarot to continue ruling them, and with that, it was a very peaceful time as everything went very smooth and peaceful, and next you know, 10 years has passed. Within those 10 years, Bardock was able to regain his Super Saiyan God power, since Kakarot did help him by training him every day, helping him to regain that power. At the same time, the Saiyans continued to live as they tried to go and reach the next level, and most of the Saiyans managed to go and transform into a Super Saiyan 2. During those 10 years, Kakarot, Broly, and Bardock all went and they decided to go and train with Supreme Kai, since he did offer to help them to get stronger. While training, Supreme Kai has sent Bardock to planet Yadrit, as Bardock spent about 2 years training in that planet and getting to know the Yadrit's way, and he got a lot stronger. While Kakarot and Broly were at Supreme Kai's world, and they continued their training, while the Supreme Kai went and taught Kakarot the new technique called the Kai-Kai technique, allowing him to transfer anywhere he wants in an instant. After they spent their time training at the Supreme Kai's world, they have now all arrived right back to planet Bardock, as they saw that Bardock has also returned from planet Yadrit, and they realized that his power has increased a lot, and that he also learned a new technique called the instant transmission, and that's one of the many techniques that he has learned from the Yadrit. From there, they all continue to live their life, as they went here and there to other planets, helping them out and making allies with each planet, showing that the Saiyans are here to protect everyone. Everything was going very peace until Supreme Kai came to Kakarot's world, and he was kinda worried and said, "Kakarot, listen, there's something very bad that's happening I forgot to tell you, but now it's time to tell you this." "Huh? What's wrong, Supreme Kai?" "It's Majin Buu. The evil wizard Babidi is still alive, and he managed to go and resurrect that evil Buu creature. He's the one that killed most of the Kais." "Say no more. Tell me where I can find him." "He's in this planet called Planet Earth. Please, Kakarot, save this universe. Otherwise, Majin Buu will go on a killing spree and destroy anything that comes in his way." With that, Kakarot, Broly, and Bardock all went and they kai to Planet Earth, as they can sense Majin Buu's energy coming from the east. Once when they got there, they then saw that some of the fighters were already there trying to fight Majin Buu, but Majin Buu went and easily shoved them down. Before he can go and kill them, Kakarot has come right next to them, as Majin Buu went and aimed a blast right towards him, but the blast went and ended up hitting Kakarot's back, but it didn't even phase him. Buu then saw Kakarot, and Broly were staring at him, while Bardock went and he saw that Babidi was the one who was controlling Buu, so he aimed a blast towards Babidi and killed him off. Majin Buu then went and rushed right towards Kakarot and he tried to strike him, but Kakarot went and punched him right in his face, getting him to be sent flying towards the ground. Bardock noticed that Buu had some evil energy coming within him and some very weird energy, so he decided to go and use his new technique that he has learned from Planet Yardred, and that technique is called the Force Spirit Fission. Once when he went and used that technique on Majin Buu, he went and landed a couple blows, allowing Majin Buu to separate from the Supreme Kai who has absorbed before, and now he has reverted right back to his Kid Buu size. With that, Broly went and aimed a blast right towards him and he killed Kid Buu. Kakarot and the rest of the Saiyans managed to go and kill Buu once and for all and free the Supreme Kai, as they managed to bring peace again to the universe. The Earthling, aka Master Roshi, saw everything as he thanked him, and Bulma was also there, as she decided to go and offered him to come to her house and have some food as a way of saying thank you. They have all agreed to come, and once when they came to Bulma's place and ate the Earth's food, they have realized the amazing delight that Earth has. While they were there, they then saw all the fighters and the Z-Fighters were there, as everyone came and said thank you to Kakarot, Broly, and Bardock. And in the party, Kakarot saw a female, her name was Chi-Chi, as she was looking at Kakarot and she had a little liking towards him, and he felt the same, so they decided to go and talk with one another, while Broly had the same feeling for Bulma. While everyone was enjoying their time, back on Beerus' world, Beerus the Destroyer has now woken from his slumber, as he called out Whis and said, "Whis." "Hi, my lord. It looks like you have finally awakened from your slumber. How was it?" "It was peaceful. But tell me, Whis, how's everything going with Kakarot?" "About that, my lord." Whis then went and told Beerus everything about Kakarot, on how he was able to be a very good king, and that they managed to bring him to be the fighter that they wanted him to be. Upon hearing that, got Beerus very excited, and from there he has made up his mind that he is going to go and fight with Kakarot. While that was happening, Whis has telepathically talked to Kakarot and told him that Beerus has woken from his slumber and he's coming to fight him. Upon hearing that, got Kakarot to leave Planet Earth, as he said his goodbye to his new friends, and now they have left right back to Planet Bardock. Once when they got there, they have all prepared for Beerus to arrive. With that, Beerus has now arrived to their planet, as all the Saiyans saw Beerus and they were shocked to see him, while Beerus smiled looking towards Kakarot and said, well, Kakarot, looks like you have come a long way. I'm very impressed to see just how much you have grown." "Lord Beerus, likewise. I'm very happy to see you. It's about time you finally woken up. How was your sleep?" "It was peaceful, but tell me, Kakarot, are you ready to fight me? I have made you become the fighter you are today just for this day, so I can fight you to see where I stand."
"Lord Beerus, it's an honor to see you again."
"Bardock, how did you come back alive?" "I used something called the Dragon Balls." "Oh, that explains a lot. Well, welcome back, Bardock. But about you, Kakarot, I really want to fight you."
Sure, Beerus, but is that really necessary? I mean, we don't really have to do this, right?"
"How's this, Kakarot? If you don't fight me, I'm gonna destroy your world. I made you what you are just so you could fight me, and now here you are backing off." After hearing Beerus' threat, Kakarot has gone to his ready position, and from there he was ready to go and fight with Beerus, as they both went and they powered up. Beerus went and he smiled as he looked towards him and said, "Okay then, bring it on. I want to see where you stand and how much you can push me."
"Okay, Lord Beerus, but I'm telling you right now, My Saiyan people are off limit. Don't you dare come near them or try to hurt them. If you want me to destroy them, then I will. But if you don't, then you must go all out and fight me. Kakarot went and he screamed. Kakarot decided to go full power, as he is now transformed into a form called Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Okay, Beerus, you have asked for it. It's time for me to show you what I got. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button now so you can join the Z fans, and anytime later on you feel like this isn't your channel, you could always unsubscribe. Kakarot has now used the new power which he didn't show no one before, and this new power is called Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. With that, Beerus was amazed by seeing his new power and said, "I'm impressed, Kakarot. I have been waiting for this day. You have no idea how long I have waited to finally get the worthy opponent. Getting Whis to train you just so you can be the fighter you are today was my plan from the beginning." I see. Why wait this long to fight someone strong? You and I both know that there's more than one universes. You can go and travel and fight others. Don't need to when I have used Saiyans for that reason. Now show me what you got. As Beerus went, and he rushed right towards Kakarot, and he tried to hit him, but Kakarot went and kicked him right in the guts, getting Beerus to caps for air. With that, he then went and struck him in his face. Beerus flew a little, as he decided to go and use more power. Okay, Kakarot, you got me impressed. I could see I cannot toy around with you. Now show me what you can do. Before Kakarot could say another word, he got hit in the face by Beerus, as his speed has increased a lot, and with that, Beerus began to attack Kakarot. Kakarot managed to go and attack him back, and they were going at it. With both of their power equally tied, Beerus smiled and said, "It's good I have come prepared for this battle. I knew that you might be a strong opponent after all. You have been training with Whis, so I'm going to show you what power I have. Now behold, Saiyan." Beerus has now used his Ultra Instinct. Bardock, on the other hand, has come right next to Kakarot, but he saw that Beerus went and charged right towards him, and he struck Bardock down. With that, he went and he tried to hit Kakarot, as he managed to go and land a direct hit right towards his face. And from there, he rushed right towards him, and he started to attack Kakarot non-stop. Kakarot tried to dodge his attack, but Beerus was far faster and stronger than Kakarot, as he saw that he was getting overpowered by Beerus. With that, Beerus then went and punched him right in the guts and threw a blast towards Kakarot's face, getting him to be land towards the ground. Broly, on the other hand, went and he screamed. Broly has now transformed into his legendary Super Saiyan. "If you're gonna touch my king, you have to go through me first." "Oh yeah? Then bring it on, Saiyan." With that, Broly went and he rushed right towards Beerus, and their power clashed with one another, as Beerus saw that Broly was far stronger than Kakarot, and from there, Beerus started to go use more power while Broly did the same, and they were going at it. With that, Whis then started to telepathically talk to Kakarot and said, "Kakarot, Kakarot, Whis, is that you? This is it, Kakarot. It's time now. Are you ready? It's time for you to accept what I told you when we were training in the chamber to accept that role. Once when you do, you will be able to use your Ultra Instinct plus that power, and you'll be able to stop him once and for all." "Oh yes, I remember it. Alright. But Whis, once I accept the world, there's no turning back. I don't want that. It will be better for the universe, Kakarot. After serving as a king for 25 years, it's been an amazing run, but I guess it's time I accept and move on. Father, you're the king now of all the Saiyans. Huh? Is that you, Kakarot? What are you talking about, son? Kakarot has now accepted the world that Whis told him. Let's go back 20 years ago in the chamber. This young Saiyan has so much potential. He even has the potential to overthrow Beerus and be the next destroyer. And with that, the universe can have a real savior. But when the time comes, he will get to have the power. But for that, he needs to accept it. Okay, Kakarot. Yes, Whis? Are you ready to become a destroyer one day? What? Me a destroyer? Yes, Lord Beerus isn't really a good fit as a destroyer, as he doesn't do much for the universe, but I see you have a lot of potential for it. And when Beerus fights you, you will be ready and you'll be able to beat him easily. That is of course if you accept the role. Once you do accept the role, you will become a destroyer, and therefore you will not lose to Lord Beerus. I guess I'll get that power and become a destroyer one day then. Kakarot has now accepted the role, as he began to glow, and from there he went and screamed. Kakarot has now become a full-fledged destroyer, and since he did train with Whis for over 20 years, he has mastered his Ultra Instinct, and since he's a destroyer, he's able to use it for as long as he wishes. What? What's this? Whis? Did you train him to become the next destroyer? But why, Whis? I'm sorry, Lord Beerus, but the Grand Priest believes that Kakarot will be a better fit and serve the universe better than you. All you do is just sleep around, eat, and order instead of doing your job. With that, Kakarot has come right next to Beerus, as he kicked him right in his face, getting him to be sent flying meters away. Wow, this power is amazing, Whis. So this is what it feels like to be a destroyer plus having Master Ultra Instinct. Okay then, I'm ready for anything. Kakarot came right behind Beerus as he went and kneed him in his back, and it got Beerus to be paralyzed with that hit. Everyone couldn't believe what they were seeing, as they saw that Kakarot became something else. Beerus then went and he powered up a Hakai Blast to destroy Kakarot and the rest of the planet, along with the Saiyans. But Kakarot came right in front of him and said, I don't think so, Beerus, it ends here. I thank you for getting Whis to train me, but now I'll be the next destroyer. Hakai! Kakarot has now Hakai'd Beerus, as he got erased from existence. Everyone saw that Kakarot went and killed Beerus, as he told the rest of the Saiyans that, as of today, I will not be your king no more. My father Bardock will be the king of all Saiyans, and my time is over. It's time I go and watch this entire universe. With that, Kakarot has said his goodbye to all the Saiyans. Broly came towards him and told him to go with him, because he didn't want to leave Kakarot. After all, he is still Kakarot's right-hand man. With that, Kakarot has agreed to take Broly, and now Whis took Kakarot to his new planet. Beerus' world has now become Kakarot's world. With that, Whis then decided to take Kakarot to Zeno's palace so he can get his link connected with the Supreme Kai. Once when he got there, Kakarot has met with Daishinken as he introduced himself to Kakarot, and he was very happy and honored to make him the next destroyer. With that, Kakarot saw that Lord Zeno was also there as he introduced himself to Zeno, and Zeno had a liking towards him, but at the same time, Zeno was very busy since he was planning the Tournament of Power. He believed that there were too many unnecessary universes lying around, and he decided to erase them by giving a chance of fighting, and that fighting chance was the Tournament of Power. But good news for Universe 7. Since Kakarot was the king of all Saiyans, therefore the Saiyans never died and they managed to achieve new heights and new power. Kakarot managed to make Universe 7 have a high mortal level, and because of that, Universe 7 is exempt from participating inside the Tournament of Power. But because Kakarot is a destroyer, he got an invitation by Daishinken to come and watch the Tournament of Power when he gets the chance. With that, the news has now spread in the multiverse that Kakarot has become the Universe 7 Destroyer, and that Lord Zeno wants to hold a tournament of power, and that the loser will be erased from existence. Another good feat of having Kakarot become a king in this timeline, and that he has now become a destroyer. Zamasu didn't have any hatred towards Kakarot because he is a destroyer, and therefore there will be no Goku Black inside this What If. With that, 1 year has passed since Kakarot was getting used to his new role, and Broly would be training with him, and Whis trying to get stronger, while Kakarot was busy training, continued doing his destroyer study, and from there Whis and Mirrors, another angel, would come and train Kakarot every day, getting to be a lot stronger. Kakarot would go often and visit his home planet to see how everything is going, and unlike Beerus, whenever there's a trouble inside Universe 7, Kakarot is always there to save that trouble and erase it from existence. Planet Earth was also another planet that Kakarot and Broly used to visit a lot, and still do because they enjoy the Earth food, and therefore they took Whis along with them. But from there, Broly wanted to marry with Bulma, since they had a liking with one another. While they were all enjoying, Supreme Kai has come to Earth, as he said, "Kakarot, we need to talk. There's something important that's happening." What is it, Supreme Kai? Turns out there's an evil wizard, his name is Moro. He's actually going to other planets and absorbing everyone. With that, Supreme Kai told Kakarot everything about the evil wizard Moro, and he also told him that he's on planet Namek, but he managed to go and finish his business there as he's heading towards planet Bardock. Since he knew that that planet has high mortal level, his plan is to absorb all of them and overthrow Kakarot, since he knows that Kakarot is the next destroyer. Kakarot went and he kai to planet Bardock, but once when he got there, he saw that the Saiyans were trying to hold off Moro, and before anyone can get hurt, Kakarot came right next to him and struck him right in his face, getting Moro to land towards the ground. Once when he got up, he then saw Kakarot, as Kakarot looked towards him and said, "I guess you're Moro, huh? What do you want from my planet? Why are you here?" "If it isn't the destroyer Kakarot, I heard about you and your fight with that previous destroyer, and I must say, you have come a long way, and that's why I have also come prepared to overthrow you." "Is that so? And what can you do?" "As you can see, this is my true power. I managed to absorb my man just so I can kill you. Now let's begin the battle, Saiyan." "Oh, how sad. You have no idea what you're fighting, but okay, I'll let you come at me with everything you got." Moro was already in his final form, as he absorbed all of his man because he knew that this fight with Kakarot was unavoidable. With that, he went and he powered up to full, as he charged right towards Kakarot, but Kakarot came right next to him and struck him in his face, getting him to fall towards the ground, and with that, Kakarot went and kicked him right in the throat, as he started to go and beat the shit out of Moro. Moro in his new base saw that he still didn't stand a chance against Kakarot, and from there, Kakarot looked towards him and said, "I don't have time to waste, it's time we put an end towards this." Kakarot brought out his hand, as he went and he Hakkai'd Moro from existence, getting him to be erased. Kakarot managed to go and save his universe from any danger and trouble, as he managed to wipe out Moro, and from there he has returned right back to planet Earth, where he saw that Broly and Bulma has now gotten married, while Chi-Chi wanted to offer her love to Kakarot and asked if he feels the same. Kakarot also feels the same about Chi-Chi, but before anything can be official, he did told her that he is a destroyer and that he has a duty. Upon hearing that he's a destroyer made Chi-Chi want to love him even more, as everyone was very impressed on hearing what Kakarot is, and from there Kakarot and Chi-Chi has now gotten married. Since the Saiyan in this timeline were good, they didn't end up erasing any race, and therefore Granola, another race who was targeted by the Saiyans, his race was saved, and therefore he has no business with the Saiyan whatsoever. So he will now come and wish to become the strongest and target the Saiyans. With a destroyer as powerful as Kakarot, he is easily the strongest destroyer out of all the destroyers in the multiverse, and therefore if any trouble ever arises, Destroyer Kakarot is always there to clean up the mess, as this is what would have happened if Kakarot was the king of all Saiyans. Thank you very much for enjoying and liking this What If and supporting it. I greatly appreciate all you guys out there who enjoyed this What If. And now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I suggest you subscribe now because we have a lot more What If to go. If you haven't joined my Discord server yet, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below and join it so you can become one of the first Z fighters and do a lot of roleplay. And I'm Goku T23, and as always, my Z fans, have an insane day.